So I just really like to show you something that happened on my server last night on my custom game mode, and it's like a display of, I would call it strategic perfection by the enemy team. Not sure if they did it by accident or if it was planned. Okay, so let me show you. See here, I got debug ballistics on, and I'm recreating a scene from what happened last night. So to give you the overview, it was the full-size map conflict with some slight modifications. But basically, my team was starting here, which was one of the default locations you get in full Everon conflict. Then Kamurak is over here, and you drive north to attack most of the island. And the thing is here, that was the only convenient route to get out of here. There's another route up here, but it's extremely uneven terrain to drive with a car. And at some point in the match, as we're driving out of the base like that over here, we just kept getting shot at by something, and it took out our cars all the time. And eventually I came up with a sniper rifle, and I peeked, and the thing is, we saw the bullets incoming, but the shots were really quiet, so it had to be really far away. So eventually we figured out that there was an enemy BRDM up here at the Regina Tower, and he basically had a firing position where he shot into the gap of Kamurak over here. So eventually I got the sniper rifle, M21 with a scope, because we didn't have much resources on my game mode. We ran out of resources. We couldn't afford helicopters. We couldn't afford armored vehicles. So we had to get really cheap cars and take the only viable route to get out into the main part of the map, through this road over here. And so I got armor-piercing rounds, and I hid behind those rocks and started shooting at them. And my calculation was I have better zoom than he has. He has 2.6 zoom, and I got 9 times zoom.
Be careful,
I have better zoom than he... Oh!
Don't stay.
Get away! Yeah, I'm gonna nail him with the armor-piercing rounds. I got better zoom than he has.
I think we lost one of us.
And I used armor-piercing rounds, started shooting at the BRDM too. And I recreated that scene, and at the end of the video I'll show you the actual clip. I started taking shots and actually hitting, but I didn't know at that point whether it would penetrate. And I tested it, it actually doesn't penetrate. See the impacts over here? And there's nothing on the inside, no trajectory. That means at 1 kilometer in a BRDM, you're safe from armor-piercing 308 rounds. And don't let the decals irritate you. It always shows that whole decal, even if it's a deflection shot. And so the thing is not to show off some super elite accurate sniper shots, it's the strategic move that the enemy team did. Basically, they drove that BRDM up here and had us in a deadlock because we couldn't escape. Sure, we could drive up here through some uneven rocky terrain, would take a long time to get around him. But the fastest way to get out is to drive this way and get out of that kill box that he set up like it. And the thing is, we could have gotten anti-tank launchers, but he was shooting from about 1.1 kilometer distance. And at that distance, it's practically impossible to hit on the first 3 or 4 shots with an anti-tank launcher, because I think the American launcher doesn't even have the range. Not sure if it even ballistically can reach a kilometer far like that, even if you point it 45 degrees up. I'm not sure. I haven't tested it. And even our machine gun rounds, or armor-piercing rounds, couldn't penetrate at that distance because the armor was sufficient. And that created strategic depth because on my game modes, everything floats out of the main base. So you couldn't just spawn in Regina and run up and shoot him with an anti-tank launcher. And I really wanted to show this off because I think that really highlights the strategic impact you can have if the game modes allows that. And by that I mean, on my modification of the conflict game mode, that everything spawns from the main base. Your main spawn, all your vehicles, all your ammo, all your guns spawn from your main base. And if you could spawn anywhere you want, then you could have never have these strategic deadlock situations.
This distance, I'm not sure you can do it.
I almost got him ranged in. Yeah, I'm hitting the vehicle.
Okay.
Yep, smoke. I see a smoke path. I'm not sure if it penetrates at the kilometer. That's the question.
Have a look. Yes, I see the smoke.